In this video, we're going to tell you 10 things that surprised us about Fuerteventura.
Number one, and I think a lot of people are going to relate to this, is the bus journey from Puerto Rosario Airport to Corralejo. Like, you're on the bus, you're sat there looking out the window going, why did I book to come here? What is this place? You see sand either side of you, but then nothing else. Maybe every now and again you see like 4 like little like houses, and you go, is that Corralejo there?
Yeah, the first time you come here and you take that bus journey, you feel like you've gone to a desert island, which you have.
You have?
You have. But it feels like there's just nothing there. Yeah. I remember I came at night and the sun was just going down. I was like, oh, it's a nice sunset. Got on the bus, and by this point there were just silhouettes of like the volcanoes and the mountains. And I was looking around like, God, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Is there even
a house? You can see for miles, and every so often you see a volcano.
And I remember seeing like a few houses and going, is that it? Is that the town I'm going to?
Is that the city?
Is that it? And so yeah, I remember thinking I was coming to visit Harry the first time I got on that bus, and I was thinking like, how does Harry live here? Like, what does he do? Like, there's nothing here.
The second thing that surprised us was how cheap it is to eat out in restaurants here, especially for a tourist town. You can go out, have a meal, have a drink, maybe have a dessert or a starter, and it's like 10 to 15 euros for everything. For really good food.
It's important that you know the right places. Like, obviously there are expensive places here as well, but if you know the right places, it's so cheap to eat out. And number 3 is how much live music there is. We've spoken about this on the channel before. This is one of the main things that drew Harry and I to Corralejo. Obviously we work within live music here. I'm DJing and Harry's a singer and plays a guitar here. And yeah, we were just so shocked, weren't we? That was one of the most surprising things, especially for you.
Yeah, there's music everywhere. Yeah, I was so surprised. When I came here, there's music in like so many bars, there's music in restaurants, there's music in the street. There's music everywhere you go.
Yeah, literally any bar will probably have music.
And the thing is, it works so well because a lot of people come here with that expectation to see music, and a lot of people will go to the bars or restaurants that have the music, so it benefits everyone, because the musicians get work, the bars get more customers, and the customers enjoy it, and it makes a better atmosphere for everyone. The fourth thing that surprised us about Fuerteventura is how little green there is on the island.
We've actually got quite lucky with our balcony, haven't we? This street is one of the only streets that's like quite green.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, there's not much greenery around. It is literally a desert island.
But there are some places that have more green than others. Like in Betancuria, it's quite a green place.
Yeah.
And in the south, in Morocable, there's some areas that are quite green.
Yeah.
But in general, you walk around and it's literally a desert and sand. The only real green there is are cacti. It feels weird saying cacti, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Sounds very
that is
pretentious.
correct though. That is
correct. Cacti. And palm trees.
Yeah.
That's about it really.
Beautiful palm trees, lovely. I wanted to fake grass our balcony before.
Yeah.
Like, our balcony tiles down here are quite like brown and a bit disgusting, so I was trying to convince Harry to let me fake grass it.
But I didn't let.
No. I think it's a good idea. Let us know in the comments below if fake grassing our balcony is a good idea. Point number 5 that really surprised both of us is the different nationalities you have living in Fuerteventura. When you get to the north of the island like we are in Corralejo, there's quite a lot of English, quite a lot of Italians, of course a lot of Spanish as well. And when you go further south, where Harry works sometimes when he does some gigs in the hotels, it gets a bit more German, doesn't it?
Yeah, in the south it's incredible because all the menus are actually in German. So the 6th thing that surprised us about Fuerteventura is how friendly people are in general. Like, there's such a nice community here. Everyone seems to know each other, everyone's really helpful. Like, a thing that stood out a lot to me was how amazing the music community is here. Like, you don't really see any arguments between people. People aren't like fighting for gigs or like, you know, talking behind each other's backs. Everyone's really supportive and helpful. Everyone wants to help each other, wants to help each other find work, wants to help each other if someone like breaks a string or doesn't have equipment. Everyone's there to help. Yeah,
and even coming down to like our last landlord before this place, like we had a landlord who was a really lovely man. He's called Alvise, and for no reason whatsoever other than the fact that he's a lovely man and he wanted to, he taught us how to windsurf.
Yeah.
Completely for free in his own time, you know.
Yeah, he said just come along and I'll teach you how to windsurf, and we went down like for a few weeks and he just did it out of his own time, which is so kind. And just the vibe around town, when you go to different bars, when you go to different restaurants or cafes, the owners and people working there are always so kind and welcoming.
It's very true as well, like going on the bars and restaurant owners. Like even upstairs in Flicks where I work in the commercial centre, with the bars and restaurant owners in the whole town, there doesn't seem to be any competition here. Everyone is super friendly, helps one another out when they need it.
Yeah.
You know, really, really good stuff.
And when new people move here, they quickly adjust themselves to the communities they're in, whether it's music, whether it's like the bars or anything. people are really welcoming. I don't think people are like protective over their space. They just want to help out and be part of something.
Point number 7, which really surprised me, and this only happened last week. So you might remember last week on our channel, Harry made a video updating you guys on the latest restrictions and stuff, and I wasn't in the video because I was super ill, wasn't COVID. I tested myself like every single day. But I asked Harry to go and get me some ibuprofen. I can't say it.
Ibuprofen, no?
Yes, I always say ibuprofen, but then people say ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
No, I think it's ibuprofen.
Come on.
Anyway, I went to ask Harry to get some ibuprofen.
It's ibuprofen.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever, you know what it is.
I asked Harry to go and get me some ibuprofen. And in England, you'd expect it to cost like 40p. He came back when the receipt was €4.
Yeah.
That is like a 100% increase.
That's not right. More than that.
I can't do math. It's so expensive, and that's not the only example.
No, we gave an example a few weeks back in a video we made about how sun cream here is so expensive. So sun cream here is normally about 13-14 euros for a normal bottle that you'd get in like Poundland or something.
I'd argue the bottles are smaller here than they are in England.
Potentially, yeah. And it's just things like that that just completely surprise you. You go into a shop to get sun cream and it's 15 euros. And then some other things, just certain things in shops, like some fruits or vegetables. The other day I went to get a pineapple, and I gave the guy the pineapple expecting him to like weigh it and it'd be like maybe 3 euros, 4 euros max. 8 euros.
8 euros for a pineapple.
Yeah, and that's because it was like a Canarian grown pineapple. But you just don't expect to pay that. In England, again, it would be like 1 or 2 euros.
Canarian grain? You think that's to import that? It's grown here.
It's grown here. It should be cheaper.
Should be cheaper.
No, but I get it if they're locally sourced and all that stuff, eco, yeah. But 8 euros, come on. That is a stretch.
Painful.
So just some things just seem to stand out massively. And I'm sure it's the other way around. If someone from the Canaries goes to England, they'll be like, oh my god, this thing costs loads more money.
I remember when we were last back in England for a couple of days last Christmas, I was walking around at Tesco and I was going, so cheap. Everything is £1.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Linking on to the expensive note, the 8th thing that surprised us about Fuerteventura and Spain is how expensive it is to be self-employed here.
This one is painful. I was self-employed in England, and you know, to be self-employed in England is free if you're earning less than something like 11,000. And that was great because I was just doing this little part-time thing on the side on the weekends, doing DJing, like weddings, parties and stuff like that, and I was well under that threshold. But when you move to Spain, or when you move to Fuerteventura in the Canaries, it gets so expensive so quickly.
Yeah, so here you get taxed like the same as England, depending on how much you earn, like income tax. But before you can even be self-employed, you have to pay your social security separate. So this is before tax, and the first year you're self-employed, or autonomo, it costs about 60 euros, that's okay.
It's okay for a first
Anyone can
year.
deal with that, 60 euros a month. But then after the second year, it goes up like progressively until 300 euros.
Yeah.
And it's 300 euros a month to be self-employed for your social security, plus the tax after that.
Yeah.
So you pay 300 a month regardless of if you earn anything. Like whether you earn 100 euros a month or 10,000 euros a month, you pay that social security anyway, and then you get income tax.
And on top of all of those fees anyway, you then also have to pay for your accountant. And obviously in England, maybe this is like a one-off payment every year. But here you have to do it like every 3 months, and that can really add up as well.
The 9th thing that surprised us about Fuerteventura is how laid back the attitude is here. So we call it the mañana attitude, which means tomorrow, because a lot of people here say, mañana we'll do it, like mañana we'll get it done, like it's always tomorrow. The vibe here is so laid back, which is a good thing, but if you want to get things done, it can be a little bit annoying.
So a really good friend of ours and a musician here that you probably know called Eric has made a song all about the mañana attitude here in Fuerteventura. We're going to leave a link to that in the description box below, so you can go check that song out.
It's really funny because he talks about like some silly examples, but it's funny because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so relatable.
And finally, point number 10 that surprised us about Fuerteventura, and I think a lot of you, because I see this question asked on Koala We Love You all the time, is that it's sunny all year round. It's sunny in the winter here. This is like a winter sun destination, and so many people ask the question, what's the weather like in the winter, thinking of coming out, blah blah. It's always hot and sunny.
Yeah, it literally, well, I was going to say it literally never rains. It does rain sometimes, but for like a day, and then it's hot again. The first time I came here was in December, and I expected it to be obviously hotter than England, but I thought it was still going to be cold. Like I packed like jackets and trousers and stuff, And I got here, it's boiling. Like laying on the beach in December. So last year we spent Christmas. What was this year? Was it this year? Last year? No, last year.
No, last year, yeah.
Last year we spent Christmas here, and it was so surreal just waking up to like a sunny day, Christmas Day, sunshine, hot. People go to the beach on Christmas.
I mean, it was Christmas Day. I was DJing on the beach.
Oh yeah.
Day. And it was hot and sunny. It was lovely, packed, people all over the place, amazing.
So those are 10 things that surprised us about Fuerteventura. Let us know in the comments things that surprised you about Fuerteventura.
Make sure you like this video, spread it out to loads more people, and we'll see you next time.